Hello and welcome. The time has come to take on Eurodance and create our very own track. This is Deep Dive into Eurodance using Korg Volcas. Eurodance is definitely a genre that everyone has an opinion about. And it seems that you either love it or hate it. Why is it so? We'll try to answer that later, but first, let's go back in history and see where the story of Eurodance started. My view was that Eurodance was initially very influenced by Chicago house and Detroit techno, but also a lot of influence from synth music and especially high energy genre. But for me, I think it really started in 1988 and with the track Good Life by Inner City. The members of Inner City was actually Detroit techno legend Kevin Saunderson plus vocalist Paris Gray. And this track was initially released on the compilation Techno, the new dance sound of Detroit. And after the success of Detroit techno and Chicago house in the UK scene, record companies was beginning to see possibilities for electronic dance music and was out looking for tracks for the European market. And I would say the result here was Eurodance, that was kind of inspired by Detroit techno, acid house, Chicago house, but where you included a much higher degree of pop music. And there was basically 3 rules for a Eurodance track. It should be very happy and uplifting. It needed to be 4 to the floor, and it should be radio and TV friendly. So with happy and uplifting, it should be happy lyrics, or it should be about love, partying, or how great life is or could be. 4 to the 4 meant to have a high energy 909 drum beat, and radio TV friendly meant basically no bad language, no references to like crime or drugs, and also it needed to be much shorter than regular dance music, so closer to 3-4 minutes, something that you could play on the radio or the TV. And it was during this time that you began to see radio edits. That was like a shorter, more straight to the point version of the song. And then as I see it, the first real Eurodance track was Right on Time by Italian group Black Box. And as hard it is to believe, this track was actually first a flop in Italy. Instead it was made famous by UK record label Deconstruction Records that saw the potential and was at the time looking for acts that could appeal to a wider audience. An interesting fact is that the girl on the cover is actually a fashion model named Catherine and is in no way the girl singing on the track. The vocals, that is a cover of the track Love Sensation, is actually sung by Heather Small. That was later the singer in the group M People. Second huge big hit was the house project Technotronic from Belgium, consisting of Joe Bogart and rapper Manuela, aka Yakid K, with the track Pump Up the Jam, which was also released in 1989, the same year as Right on Time was released. However, here they did it again, and on all pictures, covers and live appearances, instead it was a fashion model named Felly that was presented as the group's rapper. But of course it was not always like this. If we take, for example, 2 Unlimited, so in this case it is not actors. Anita and Ray, as appears on the picture here, was actually singing and rapping. But now back to the music and our Eurodance track. First we will need an artist name, and then any artist name was fine as long as it contained the word DJ, MC or beat. So I could be, for example, FM Beat, a DJ Kick or MC Modular. Yeah, I like that. Let's go with MC Modular. So now I'm to be MC Modular, the artist. And now we have to create the first hit single for MC Modular, and we will start by programming the drums. And for the drums, I have now equipped my Korg Volca sample with a lot of TR-909 samples. And first I will set the tempo to 125 beats per minute. And then I want this to be a 4 to the floor beat, so I will start with a kick drum on every 4th step. And to give the kick some more punch, I will also layer a low tom on top of the kick drum, and I will have a quite short decay on the tom sound. Like so. Then we will need the open hi-hat. The open hat, very important. We place that on the backbeat. And then some closed hat also. Sounds good. Then to the snare drum. Put the snare drum like this. Good. What do we have more? Yeah, clap, of course. What I also want to add is a rim shot. I will save this now on a memory slot, and then I will also make some variations. I want to have some snare rolls. Then I will also like to do a variation where I can have some crash cymbals. So now I have like this. Excellent. So I would say we have the drums now to get started with. So now we will move on to our chord progression. And for the chord progression, I will use the electric piano from the Korg Volca FM. And I have planned the chord progression based on these chords. And the rhythm should be something like... So let's now program that on the Korg Volca FM built-in sequencer. And when recording chord progressions on the Korg Volca FM, at least for me, I've found that the easiest way is to do it note by note. So I will just start the drum machine and then start recording on the Volca FM and record the chord progression note by note. Perfect. And then I can use the pattern chaining function, pressing memory, pattern 3 and 4, where I've stored my patterns, and then I can play both patterns in pattern chain. Perfect, so there's the chord progression. And for the bass line, I will use the Korg Volca bass, unison mode, playing all the 3 oscillators at the same time. And then I've assigned oscillator 1 here to be a sub-oscillator, and it gives it this sound. Then I will just program the pattern. Cool, that is the bass line. And then I also want a super saw playing an octave, and for that I will use the Korg Volca keys. So let's just record that. And now some final words before we present the resulting track. And we will try to answer the initial question. Why do people either love or hate Eurodance, and why does everyone have an opinion? Well, I think first of all, it's not bad music. Yeah, it's written and performed by great artists, and it's produced by good producers, and it dominated the charts for close to 10 years. However, some would say that the scene feels sometimes a bit commercial, artificial, or even fake. And the fact that sometimes models was used instead of showing the actual artist doesn't make it better. I do not know if this was the choice of the artists or if it was a choice from the record company management. However, I hope this is something that we have left behind us now in electronic dance music. But maybe also this was kind of part of the scene, that the whole Eurodance movement was kind of a spectacle, where people was acting as different artists, just as I am acting as MC Modular right now, purely for the entertainment of the audience. And maybe that was also what it was all about, that you could go to the nightclub and pretend that you were something that you are not, or that you could actually be yourself for a while. However, now it's time, without further ado, to present MC Modular and the new track, Feeling Fine.
Like you're crazy and you're here to stay. Now I don't know what I more have to say, so I said skibidi-bidi and I was born this way.